Welcome everybody to another episode of Geek Dad Reports Comics You Crave. I'm Brian West.
And I'm Ryan Thomas.
And tonight we have a new comic from, actually we have a couple comics from Dark Horse Comics. Halo Collateral Damage, Issue 1 and Issue 2. So Issue 1 came out in June, Issue 2 came out I believe this week. And we're here to talk all about it.
So we actually read it on Dark Horse Digital.
Yes.
We've been using the digital platform, and there's still $3.99 for the brand new ones. You can get you can get issue 1 for $1.99 right now through the Dark Horse Digital platform. And if you're wondering, the writer on this is Alex Irvin. The art was done by David Crosland. The color by Len O'Grady. And the letters are done by Simon. There's always one person that I mess up their name. Whatever. Simon Boland. I'm going to say Boland, not Bowland.
Simon will understand. Check it out, everybody. Digitally, it's beautiful on the iPad. That's your first issue. There's the cover.
Yes.
Halo Collateral Damage. And you know what? This is a typical Halo story. I kind of like. I'm kind of wondering. I haven't read a lot of the Halo stuff on Dark Horse. I read a few of the series, but this is. I noticed one of the first things I noticed. If you look up in the top corner of this comic book, it says a Master Chief story. So I'm wondering if they're starting to let people know that Master Chief is the hero in these comics, because a lot of the comics they're trying to expand the Halo universe. Now, me and Ryan have both played the Halo games, and I've dived into the books. I've dived into the comic books, so I'm a very I love a lot.
I'll be honest. I played Halo 1 and 2 and a little bit of 3, and I think I read like the first 2 or 3 books.
Okay, so
but other than that, that's about as much as my Halo.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the Halo universe in this review in particular, and I think one of the things that we're seeing is a lot of the Halo universe in general has been to expand the universe. So we've got a lot of stories from the Covenant perspective, and we've got a lot of stories from other Spartans, and we've gotten stories from people who aren't Master Chief. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a new prerogative of the Halo brand going forward, is to let people know, like, hey, by the way, this is a Master Chief story. This is not a side story. This is your hero. Oh, I lost him.
This is Master Chief with other Spartans.
Yeah,
so it's not just him.
Oh, that's the story. Where'd he go? There he goes. So, this story takes place, if you're wondering, in the universe. It's a very expansive universe. Where does this take place? This takes place before the very first Halo game. This is basically right after the fall of Reach. This happens after first contact with the Covenant. The UNSC is still trying to figure out exactly who the Covenant is and how they're going to fight him. So, to Ryan's point, there is not just Master Chief, but he still has his Blue Squadron with him. He has Fred, he's got Linda, he's got Kelly, and they are off doing missions. So that is the storyline that we are taking place. This is the heyday of the Spartans before the events of the video games.
And that just shows how much more Brian knows than I do about the Halo universe.
I am a Halo nerd. I love Halo a lot. So this comic very much spoke to me.
It was more weird for me just kind of seeing the Master Chief without his helmet on.
Yeah, that was... I'm glad you mentioned that. I've never, like I said, I haven't read all the most recent comics, so I don't know if this is something they've started doing. But in all the video games, all you've ever seen is kind of a silhouette. We know he's blonde. We've seen him as a child in the Halo, in the Fall of Reach. But we know he's blonde. We know he's, what kind of roughly what age he is, but we've never seen his face. So that's the first thing that struck me when I got to the first issue. And like I said, we're going to be talking about issue 1 and 2. Kind of just basically loosely talking about the story. We're going to try and not give you guys too many spoilers so you can read this. But yeah, first couple of pages of issues 1, you see John. I mean, they don't really zoom in, but you see him, and that was strange to me.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. I don't know. I always picture him as more like battle scarred or something.
Well,
I don't know.
He probably is by the time, if you were to go present day John, John Spartan 117. But you got to remember, this is right after his training. So for those of you who don't know, Spartan 2s were originally designed to I mean, there's a huge Halo universe. So there was a huge civil war. The colonists colonized all these planets, and then they decided they didn't want to be part of the united colony of planets, and so they started a civil war where they kidnapped these kids and created the Spartan II program to make these super soldiers to keep people in line. Well, before that could happen, the Covenant showed up and started glassing planets, and they had to divert them from keeping the peace to, fighting a war. And so let's
be honest though. If you're listening to or watching this review, you probably know something about the Halo universe. I mean, we're not going to be getting a lot of people like, "Ooh, I've never heard of what a Halo is."
That's
before.
probably okay. You're right. I'm probably diving way too much into the storyline. Let's get back to the comic review and stop talking about Halo in general. As you can tell, I'm a huge Halo fan. I enjoyed the story a lot. It basically follows the team on a mission. Nothing fancy so far in the first couple issues. They have an objective. They have to go do it, and boom, there they are.
They make some friends along the way.
Well, they make some frenemies. Like I said, I was giving a little context because it does play an important role in this. But honestly, that is...
I do want to say that Franny, when she puts the rocket thing on her shoulder and just blasts it, I was like, you know what, Franny, you're pretty badass.
Yeah, there's some good characters in this. The artwork... it's typical comic book. I wouldn't say it's really great or it's not poor or stands out. I think it fits well with the story.
Yeah. If you're used to like the Halo video game polish, it's not going to have that.
Yeah, no.
This is the different kind of polish.
This is more for storytelling. This is not for. I mean, you don't get any two-page grand splashes where it's just like these epic scenes. They're much more focused on a formula, an episodic storytelling. This reads much more like an episode of a TV show than it does like a grand movie or like what you're going to get in the video game.
Yes, and the artwork is kind of like a darker kind of tone. You do get to see there is some like color, but they're not like bright colors. I mean, obviously it's the Spartans fighting.
Well, like I said, the color fits the color scheme fits fits the comics. I mean, here's a few more.
It fits well with what they're trying to do.
A lot of 6 panels, nothing, like I said, nothing crazy and splashy, but I think they do a good job of telling a very specific story. If you're looking for a grandiose tale, I don't know how many issues this is. I'm guessing it's a miniseries, probably six issues. I don't think you're going to get some story that's going to blow your mind, but if you really love Halo and you love just expanding the universe and seeing John Spartan 117 just shoot Covenant in the face, I mean, this definitely scratches that itch.
And it does have like a couple like good humor parts, like when they use their camo for the first time, and like when one of them was testing out a weapon for the first time. Like, oh, hey, remind me to tell them that I really like this. Like,
this is good. The one downside I will say is this comic book is definitely written for fans of Halo. We've reviewed comics in comics in the past that we have no idea about the universe. And this definitely would be one of those if we'd never played Halo.
Well, and even if you're like me, like I haven't played Halo past Halo 2. Like, I mean, I played a little bit of Halo 3, but I never completed it all the way through like I did with 1 and 2. Yeah. And I read the first couple of books. So picking up this comic, after it's been 10 years since I've really done anything really Halo intensive, I felt like I was getting there was not a learning curve for me. It was I felt like I was just diving right back in. Especially, it felt like I was diving right back into Halo 1. Yeah. Which for me, and I sent you a text message right after I finished reading it, and I gotta play some Halo right now. Yeah. It made me feel nostalgic.
When we get done with this episode, I'm popping in Halo 5 and I'm playing.
Yeah, it's 12:40 right now. I gotta be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I might pop in
play some Halo. If you've never read Halo or played the games and looking for a cool entry point, this is probably not the one for you. There's other. I would probably recommend the Fall of Reach. Start right at the beginning. But yeah, if you like Halo or played the games or enjoy the universe, I think this is going to be. I'm excited to see where the story goes. It's not. Sometimes you just need a good side mission. You don't need the epic adventure. You just need a cool story to see the Spartans and their buddies, kicking ass and taking names. So
Yes.
I very much enjoyed this series, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it. So I think me and Ryan are both in agreement. I think this is definitely thumbs up. Check out this series, Halo Collateral Damage 1 and 2. One is out now. Actually, they're both out now. The second one dropped this week. $3.99 for Dark Horse Comics. We recommend digital, but if you want to support your local comic book store, head out there and pick up your issue.
Yeah.
Check it out. Available now.
Yeah, so like I said, $3.99 on Dark Horse Digital for issue number 2, $1.99 for issue number 1. And I just want to say, Brian is a hardcore Halo person. I have not played Halo in 10 years, and we both enjoyed the living crap out of this comic.
Yeah,
so
great comic.
If that's not a good enough perspective for you, if you're like if you're even like a barely a Halo fan like me, and you're just just wanting to test this out, definitely
check it out. And if you get a little confused after reading it, hit us up in the comments. I'd be more than happy to spend hours talking about Halo because I love it.
Please, because I do not have the time to talk to Brian about Halo and his infinite knowledge, apparently, about it. So,
all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Until next time, everybody stay awesome.
And stay nerdy and read more comics.
Read all the comics.
All the comics.
Later.